gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? There are 13 energy centers in and outside of your body, below your feet and above your head. They're called your chakras. Your chakras govern your reality. They make your life happen. They're fueled by your subconscious thoughts, your life force, your action, sexual energy that exists in all of us, creating from the vibration that flows within us. Constant, consistent creation, directed by the choices that we make.
Honey, did I lose you?
You have the right to be who you're supposed to be, so what's it gonna be? You are the master of your vibration. Feed your mind for elevation. There is no time for contemplation. The time is now. So what's it gonna be?
Hey, Smokey.
Hola.
Hola. You know what? It's so funny because I know that this is different for Smokey today because I just sprung it on her and to the solution that we're going to do it a little different today, our metaphysical Bible study. What happened is that, you know, when I got up today, Smokey, it was like, there's just so much that's going on in the world right now. It was like you need to do this now, today, in this way. So I'm introducing right now. We're live on the Facebook platform, on Twitter, on YouTube, and as well as mastervibration13.com. And I made it open this way because people need to see the alternative and what is going on for true healing and what it's going to take for this 2021 and this time that we're in right now. So no one can have any excuses. You know, they didn't know, I didn't know. There's people that are looking for me on Facebook and Instagram because this is out there now. I'm not going back on Facebook or Instagram. I am at mastervibration13.com exclusively. That is the only place where I am. You're able to get this feed now because we're sharing it with you, with everyone, because it's important for you guys to have this information. We have with us today the Smokadocious one, El Solution, and we usually do this privately in our study group, the Metaphysical Bible Study, but we're going to be sharing it with everyone today because this is part of the process of healing. This is not about any religion. This is not about any program. This is not about, the only thing this is about is universal law and getting yourself right in this time that we're in right now so that you don't skip out on what's happening because we're in a whole new era. It is the golden age. It is the age of Aquarius. It is where the last shall be first, and we're here to claim it. So now it's just a matter of setting your mind to do it because that's what the war is on. So hola everyone, and hola Rachel, hola Naturi. It's nice to see everybody here. So really I haven't left because, you know, when people leave social media, Smokey, you already know it's like you dead when you leave social media. Oh, what happened? That person done died. Because people forget phone numbers. I have had the same phone number for the last 13 years, Zara. So it's like that has not changed. So the people that want to get to me for real, they know how to do it. You know how to find me when you want to find me. So what also inspired this today, this week, there was something that a huge illusion that happened in the White House. And you know what? We don't even have to call it an illusion. Call it whatever you want. But a scene was played out in the White House where they were charged. No, not in the White House. See, I don't watch the news, y'all. I don't know. Puppy, what happened?
I forgot it wasn't. Yeah, it's not the White House, though.
Somewhere in Congress, government, somewhere over there, where I don't even put my mind to. Capitol Hill. There we go.
But that's not the White House.
In Capitol Hill, you know, they stormed in and they created this narrative of the white people stormed them in, and, they did whatever they wanted to do. And then the police didn't do anything. And, if it was black people, then, it would just be up and roar. And this is what they're creating in every single social network and media. That's what they're pouring out, because they're wanting to create a civil war. They're wanting to create civil unrest and all of that. And they're doing it, because we see that it's seen, because I don't see nothing but what is in my surroundings, and I'm in heaven right now. I'll say that. So, but what is being projected is this idea of all of this hate and anger and all of this destruction. And it is all a program to make people crazy, because it's a psyop program. And it's all to keep you away from what is truly happening in the world, a global reset where the currencies in all of the planet are changing, are transforming. And people are coming to recognize what the true currency is. And, once you recognize that the true currency is always and forever has been you, then you recognize what the true currency that is valued on the planet, which is gold, precious metals. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But this is about recognizing that these illusions that they're putting out there, there's a plan for it all the time, and they're letting you know what they're going to do. And you look at certain people, you have the people, the celebrities that they have, control over, getting on their social media platforms and spewing, this is, the same thing that's happening in the news, the same fear, the same, like, if these people, let's just put our minds like in a straight place, in a clear perspective for a second, and just think about this, right? So with all of the money that has been put out into this vaccine that's taken them, like 9 months to create, after they could not, they ain't healed nothing for nobody, but all of a sudden they got the cure for, this disastrous flu that is going on right now, right? So if they were to take all of the funding, there was like billions of dollars that were put into that shit, right? Like billions of dollars. Imagine if they would take all of those billions of dollars and support the true healers of the planet. The people that are going to give you the truth about how you heal your body with nature, with the guidance of the Most High through you. If you were to have that information on how to grow food, how to eat healthy, how to, work out and do the right things, and how to clear your mind of toxic energy through meditation. If we were to have these funds going into these directions, then it would be a whole different world. But you know what? That's where we are. And that is what's happening. That is what the global reset is about. And all of you that are healers that came here to transform this energy of the planet and to follow your heart and your mind, everything is going to be funded for you. Everything is going to be, it is already done. It is already done, but you have to meet the frequency so that you can receive it. And that's what this is all about. You cannot do it without your spiritual work. And that's why we have this what is it that we are? We got the Holy Ghost up in here, the Mother, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Trinity right here. Smokey, Solution, and myself, we come to bring it to y'all today. And we got a full house. And I share to everyone that is here, sending you love, abundance, prosperity, wealth. I'm going to show you how we do it. But before we even go into that, Smokey, is there anything that you want to add in regards to the things that are going now and the things that are being projected, and how important it is to not go there?
No, you pretty much have covered it all, but the only thing, and I know everybody kind of knows this, is to just, it's easy to get swept away, because, and especially if you're extra sensitive to energies, you want to do everything in your power to stay grounded, to stay focused, meditate, yoga, anything to keep you on solid footing, because, like I said, it's a tsunami, basically an energetic tsunami of all kind of different energies. And that's the only, also, take care of your body temple. Be sure you're eating all the right foods. This is all essential for us to get through this with the least kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? The least kind of trauma for the, to us at this moment. So that's all I needed to say.
Absolutely. That is of extreme importance. And so your attention to your meditation is everything. Your meditation is
Mm,
everything. And without it, you're not going to be able to survive this time. But we're not even
yeah.
talking to people. We are in a space where people already know what's up. The lines have been drawn. And so now it's time to move forward in your vision and what it is that you want for yourself. And when that doubt comes in, transform it. Solution, was there anything that you wanted to add about the events that have been going on this week?
Um, I would say
Mm,
yes. It's interesting. I think we spoke about, or I might even made the statement last week when we spoke, but seeing all the chaos and the confusion and everything get to such an optimal level, know that it's needed to start to create something that is outside of the chaos and the violence and the misconceptions and all these things that are provided. So things that are outside the system, they're needed to be pushed forward and out of what is all that already exists. It's like a line being drawn, and that line needs to be totally formatted and visible so other things can be created. So yeah.
Ache. I know in the study group we've been chanting, we've been meditating, we've been doing what we're instructed to do. Everyone on their individual basis, because we have a study group, but we operate independently through this path. We meet on the same frequency all the time. We're always connected, and we know that. And we know the importance of individuality. And so when we offer the things that we offer on this platform is so that you can get a reference to something else, an alternative to what has been offered and what has been out there and what is consuming the masses. And you have to remember who you are, and you are not the masses. So what I want to do is I want to share with you guys how we operate on Sundays. During the week, we talk about what needs to be talked about. And last week it was mantras and how important that is so that you can maintain your frequency and vibration to the highest level possible. And you have the power to do that by just a simple Om. That's if you don't know anything else or you're in fear of diving into any other thing, just Om. And that's all you have to do, because if you do that consistently, you're going to start getting information on what it is that you need to do next. And you're going to be guided to all of the places and the things that you need to go into the direction that you need to go to. So this is all just about guidance. It's like the guru here is always you. So we do use a reference, and the reference is the metaphysical interpretation of the Bible through Stephen L. Harefield. And this metaphysical interpretation of the Bible, what we do, Puppy, where is it? What we do is we open up a page, and before we open up a page, it's usually Smokey opens it up, and so we're going to just go ahead and share with you guys what it is that we do every week to prepare for the weeks ahead. So, Smokey, you want to take it away?
mm, yeah. Father, Mother God, as we come before you as a collective, as a one, knowing that where we are, you are, and we're asking for the wisdom, the guidance, the knowledge, and your grace to pour in, through, and around us. In this period of turmoil, we ask for the understanding and peace that everything that we are on is for our highest good. Knowing these things and accepting them, we give thanks with gratitude and an open heart, and consistently saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. We say these words knowing that they go forth without void and come back with a multitude of blessings. We ask these things in your name, and so it is.
And so it is. Ache. I'm going to bring the vibration here to balance with a bowl, and we usually do this. I think, Smokey, are you going to do the tuning forks today?
Oh, I can.
Yeah,
that's not you.
Okay.
I mean,
so,
that's not. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna do the bowl, and what I'm using is a sound bowl. And this sound bowl, you put it on the palm of your hand, and then and that vibration goes all through your body, and it allows your body to align itself with nature. As we're doing this tuning, we are preparing ourselves to receive information. And whatever information there is for you, you're going to be able to align with it when you're setting your vibration to a higher level. And you're able to interpret information a whole lot better when you get yourself ready for your session, for your work, for what it is that you're asking for and you're wanting to receive. And so with that, we're asking for guidance through the metaphysical interpretation of the Bible. And what we do is, Smokey, did I open last week or did you open last week?
That's a good one. I think you did, though.
Okay. So
I think positive, but either way, it doesn't matter. Do what you do.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to do today. Since we have the Divine Masculine in the room, I'm going to let Solution open it up.
Yes, perfect.
And he can open up a page. And so what we do is we open up a page and we find a paragraph in the book, and there's always been a message in it. Always been a message. Thank you, Naturi, Capitol Hill, yes. And hola, Trevelin. Okay, so he's flipping the pages, and he opened up to which page?
703 or 702?
703 or 70. I'm gonna go with 703 since that's the one you said first. And let me get my eyes. Oh, I got it. And then we're going to see, what message there is for us today. Page 703, starting on the second paragraph. Are you there with me, Smokey?
I'm with you, love.
Our intuitive side can be activated only when the emotional clouds have been lifted from us, as Isaiah attempted to show us. This is a very personal responsibility, and it is done through the art of forgiveness, for it is truly an art. Most of us have heard the old adage that says, to forgive is to forget, and it is indeed a wise dictum. A word, a gesture, or an event cannot be forgotten unless it has been forgiven. To willfully remember an unpleasant occurrence is what adds to the dross we carry, a burden that blurs the clarity of our thoughts and the purity of our heart. For that reason, it is in everyone's interest to benevolently exonerate it, because as we have heard it said, forgiveness is divine, and this has more truth to it than we can imagine. We are all quite capable of it, and if we were to actually apply it, we would find ourselves lighter in spirit and more inclined to assist others. Our memories would only be pleasant ones. Clarity would be brought to intuitive sense, which is not something that may be used egotistically. Mm-hmm. It is to be shared with others, but in many cases, our unforgiving or untrusting nature would rather keep it for itself. Another side effect is a lack of forgiveness and the fact that we become unable to trust others. If this is the case, the higher abilities will not be fully functional. This is another of the reasons for the master surgeon in the wilderness. He learned that they could not be used for self-serving ventures, and he properly used these abilities in service to all humankind. He did so free of judgment, with a fully open heart. If this were not true, why would he utter, "Forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing"? He held to this until the very end, when he was so rightfully crowned. This has also been promised to all of us, and yet we live in fear of achieving it. we have inner fear of it because of the sense of self-worth brought on by emotional debts we have occurred in our lives. As a result, we simply do not employ our divine right to love free of conditions, and this is the path to heaven. Was that a message for today, or was that a message for today?
Well, from my take on this is really something, I'm going to say one of a few, that in order for us to move forward, that this act has to happen anyway. This is, I mean, this change is brought about by forgiveness. So I definitely feel like it was a message for us today. Yes, in all areas.
Once you release that, and once you're able to forgive, you're able to, you are lighter. You feel a whole lot lighter, and you're not affected by things in the same way. And a lot of what's happening in the world today is this rage and anger that people are feeling is really like self-inflicted. Is the feeling of helplessness and not knowing what to do. So they just, they get angry, and anything is triggering that right now. Solution, did you have any thoughts about that?
I agree with the whole, as you're tied down to something and you're still very connected to it, invested in it, it's gonna have an effect on you. It's gonna maintain its grasp on you. You're not gonna be able to, as the book said, release and rise above. So that forgiveness, that resonates. That makes sense.
People hold on so much to things that happened in the past, and hurts that they had when a person hurt them, and people do say, I'll forgive you, but I won't forget. Right. So that's really much saying that you're not going to forgive them, because you can't forget, you're always going to be bringing that up. You're always going to be thinking about that. And so you have to be mindful of that. And the only way to truly be mindful is to do the self-work and forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. And, a lot of people, I'm going to say just for myself, I had forgive myself. What was that? There was a time where I was like, how do I ain't mad at myself, forgive myself. What you talking about? Forgive myself. I forgive myself, but it's something that it goes way deeper with, ideas and things that were just inside of you. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday, Solution and I were talking about a phrase that I used to hear, something that used to trigger me, and I remembered it, and I remember the phrase that I used to hear as a child, and I won't, share the details of what that was, but the phrase was, I don't know everything, but I know a lot, and I know more than you, and I'm smarter than you. No, I don't know everything, but I know more than you. And this was a statement that was said to me all the time. Like, I remembered it, and it would, it's like in my mind, I thought that this person was smarter than me, and I was controlled a lot by this thought and this idea because it was fed to me constantly. And so last night, it just reminded me of how powerful it is when you are seeing something constantly and you are, hearing something constantly. The things that develop and who you become are based upon those ideas that you had that were planted inside of your brain. Right. And so when we talk about forgiving ourselves, is that we have to forgive ourselves for complying to those thoughts. We have to forgive ourselves for believing that, so it's like, and this forgiveness is just a deep forgiveness that goes beyond any other person. And once you're able to get there, it makes forgiving other people like cake, because you just recognize, the power of forgiveness and the power of letting go, releasing things. And people have always said it's not for the other person, it's for you. And it truly is, because it's like, there are people that have experienced a lot of damaging things where somebody has been taken from them, somebody has been, killed, or somebody has been just deeply hurt. And it's like, it's a trauma. It's a trauma, but it's a trauma that requires healing. Otherwise, it's going to stay in that traumatic state forever. And this is where we are in the world. There is no time to be mad at people and to be upset over the things that you cannot change. So you have to focus on what you can change. And this self-reflection and self-forgiveness is going to lead to, that forgiveness of others and the forgiveness of the world, because it's like, you're not going to skip by this time. This time that we're in is going to be, for those that recognize the power of this time and are taking advantage of it, they're experiencing heaven. And those that don't recognize it are experiencing hell. And it's because of the separation of the frequencies. What is in a particular vibration is going to exist powerfully and strongly in that vibration. And it does not mean that it is bad. It does not mean that it is, I guess if you want to scientifically call it negative, it is, but it is necessary for this rise. It is necessary for this heaven to exist, and it's balanced. And that's what we're in now, and is being able to attain that balance on the planet. Because as long as you still have life here, you got to be here. So you can't, that existing in the metaphysical, this is a unification of that. So you can't go there until you depart this body. So while you're still in this body, it's about maintaining balance. And this is what is a frequent knowing now. This is something that is very clear. People are understanding this even without without going to a church, without going to, any kind of belief system. They're born with it because God is born. You're born with that direct connection all the time. So it's going to speak to you, and it's always going to be there for you until you're ready to, when you're ready to open up and connect to that, then that's when it really fully appears. And that's the time where we're in now. You know how people would say that Jesus was coming back and that we were going to see Jesus? Well, Jesus is here. Okay. He's here, and he's inside of every individual. This Christ consciousness, this crystalline being that we are, this is in us. And so when you look in the mirror, you're going to see that Jesus, you're going to see that Buddha, that Zeus, that whatever it is that you thought Jesus was, that idea of it is inside of you. That's who you are as well. And so that's what that interpretation of, that is how I interpret the coming of Jesus. Okay, so we'll just keep it like that. So the next part of, hola, Cerise. Yes, you made it. I've been thinking about Cerise because we went to Pure Soul the other night, and
okay.
So welcome. So happy that you're here. So the next part that we're gonna move into is for the week coming. And after we pull this card, Smokey's going to pull a card, and, she's going to do her thing. And after that, we're going to get into some of the other tools that are available for this time and what it truly means in terms of a global reset. And we're going to talk about gold and silver and foreign currencies and your value and the things that you're able to bring into this new world that is going to be absolutely a source of divine prosperity and like fluid abundance. Like there's no ending in this. You know what I'm saying? It's like infinite possibilities coming to reality every single moment of the day. And this is where we are now. And now it's just about being able to step in. So I'm going to pass it back on to, did anybody in the group or in the chat have anything that they wanted to add about this wonderful paragraph that Solution picked for the first time? Isn't it funny, Smokey, how we're able to, it always works. It always makes sense.
Yes, it really does. I was thinking about that as I'm looking at the book going, oh my God, thank you for us even getting this. It's just really a blessing.
It really, really is. It so is. Okay, so Naturi says, so on point, definitely something I needed to hear. I am so glad that you're here today hearing it. Trevelyan says, creating our heaven on earth. That is it. That is it, and it has always been it. And it's like our ears been plugged. We've been unable to see this truth that has been in front of us. But, we've been seeing it coming because it started 2012. 2012 was when the veil was lifted. Things started changing. And we knew that 2020, back then, we were like, but it seems so far away, right? 2020 seems so far away in 2012. And it was like everything was going to be so clear. And it's like just thinking about that time and thinking about where we are are now, I'm like, whoa, I have crystal clear vision. But I'm not going to lose sight of the fact that it took 10 years of steady training and working on myself to be able to see, and so, and I'm not saying it's gonna, because it's not gonna take, it doesn't take everybody 10 years. There are people that are, they're waking up in an instant. It's just like, whoa, what? And I was talking to a friend last night who was like so clear on the things that are going on. And I was just so happy to hear that, because there's a lot of frustration going on in the world for people that have a different vision. And let me just say to you, honor your vision. It is really, truly a sacred thing. You have earned that. You have earned the ability to see what is truly going on and be able to move in a place of comfort without fear. That money cannot buy that. Money cannot buy that. And so when someone is not on that same frequency, just send them love. Send them love and remove yourself from the situation immediately, because you cannot afford to go down. It's like you can't open somebody else's eyes for them. People have to have the desire to do it. And sometimes, most times actually, it takes tragedy for people to see God, to seek it, to know it, to feel it, until they're in their deathbed, or until they see, the most horrific things in life, and they get to that moment when they're like, God, where are you? God answers back. And you have to know, you got to be there to know it. Like, and people have been they've been so fearful. I don't ever want to get there. I just want to get to heaven. So I'm going to pay my tithes, pay this money, and I'm going to get to heaven when I die because I've done so much good for the community. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and they think, and I don't want to go through anything bad. I don't want to get into a relationship because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to, I just got to protect myself. I'm scared to go out. I don't want to touch nobody because I don't want to die, but I want to go to heaven. I'm like, what in the Sam hell confusion is this? And this is just what's been happening since like forever. And so I know I just went on a tangent. I think hopefully I made my point. Naturi says, yes, the constant work on self-awareness and connected development into who we are individually, all love. And yes, and then so my point was that you do have to let some people go that are not meeting you on the frequency of where you're wanting to exist. And it doesn't matter who those people are, because you're always going to find your family. Your family, your soul family is forever. And you're always going to find those people that are on the same frequency that you are, no matter where you are. If you're in a low frequency, you're going to be around low frequency people. You in a high frequency, you're going to be around high frequency people. You have balance. Sometimes you're going to be around the low. Sometimes you're going to be around the high. You're going to know when the hell to step out when you're in the low. You know what I'm saying? This is not about, like ostracizing people to the point of, oh, well, you don't believe in what I believe in, or we're not on the same frequency. Like when I speak on being in the same frequency, I'm not saying it as a thing of, being better or it's really straight like a radio station. So when you're on the same frequency with somebody, you're going to be with them clearly, and you change the radio station for whatever mood you're in. So sometimes you want to be in the trenches. And it's okay to do that. Didn't Jesus do that? Jesus did that, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you have to be a master, and you have to be able to get out when you're supposed to get out. You have to be able to be uninfluenced by the lower vibrations that are still very much part of who you are, right? So you got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Okay. So you have to be able to do that, and you can maintain relationships, but some relationships can't be maintained. It's up to you to determine what is a priority for you and who is a priority for you, and create that balance without having to tell somebody, oh, I don't like you, so I can't fool with you no more. Like, your energy speaks volumes. So just conduct yourself in a different way, and you're going to see different results all the time. So that kind of confrontation and having to let a person know where you're at, because this is where I'm at, this is me, this is what I do, that's not necessary. When you feel that it's necessary, you got to check your ego, because that's what that's about. It really is about being in a place of balance. And, we get triggered all the time. So that's why you got to practice. You got to practice every single day. So with that, Smokeadocious. We're going to go into the card. I'm going to bring it back because I'm being very, very aggressive today, aren't I, Smokey, on a Sunday?
It's all all good. It's all necessary. All right. So I want everyone to close your eyes and focus on the topic that you want a reading about. Now, this is going to be a universal card, but it's going to have individual message for each and every one of you. So it's going to resonate with what you're thinking and what you're putting out there. And call on your angels and your guides, asking for their assistance. Feel the guidance that you are about to receive is a wise and benevolent message that will help you on your path. And this is for moving forward towards our beginning of our week. These are going to be some very, very exciting days in this next couple, I would say within the next week, 2 weeks, are going to be very, very, that's why I'm saying it's really important for everyone to maintain a position of being grounded, because we're going to move into all of these different, I want to say portals, but they're not really portals, but maybe challenges or situations where we're going to be called in to be very, very strong. So anyway, I did that. I went on one of them too. So we're going to pull the card. I kind of left. It was like, ooh, okay. So we're going to pull the card now. Okay. And the card is spiritual teacher. Okay. You are being guided to step into your role as a spiritual teacher. You have compassion for humanity. You have a deep love for life and all beings of life. You spend most of your time uplifting people around you. You fill them with hope, compassion, and love. You see beauty and good in everyone and everything. Nothing gives you more happiness than watching someone evolve and grow into their true self. You are a teacher of compassion and unconditional love. This card comes to you today to tell you that you are a spiritual teacher for many, even if you are not aware of it. You love children, people, animals, and nature. You also value honesty, equality, and love for all. Your guides and angels come to you today to tell you that you are worthy of stepping into the role of a spiritual teacher. Do not second guess yourself. Let go of all of your fears. Hand it over to God and your guides and angels and ask for your highest good to unfold. The reason why you are so passionate about the well-being of others is because at the core of who you are a teacher of love and light. When you accept this and embrace this as part of your true nature, your path will light up for you, making you finally feel at home with this world. You are meant to help, heal, and teach compassion and unconditional love. You will find your own unique way to teach, and when you do, all will be right in your world. If you are already on your path as a spiritual teacher, this is your message from your angels and guides that you are right where you are supposed to be. Go out into the world and shine your light bright. Wow. Okay, the card depicts the energy related to the question. And it's really funny that we got this because, in essence, we are all teachers and students. Yes. We interact and we act accordingly to what we need at that particular time. So for me, personally, what I get from this card, everyone that's here right now or will listen to this is a message because we question. Once again, it goes back to being grounded. That's the most important thing that you have to remember out of anything else. Stay grounded in your love for yourself and for humanity, because that's gonna pull us completely through. As we're in this already anyway, it's just gonna make it a lot easier for the rest of us.
Smokey, that was fantastic, and that was so powerful because this is what it is. There's so many people out there that in their own unique ways, they are using their spiritual gifts and they don't even know it, and it's like, this was just so perfect for today. And I know that so many of you felt it. I felt it. I see it in so many of you guys. I definitely see it in you, Smokey. I see that in my husband. You know, it's a beautiful thing to be of service in this way, where you don't have to, you know, give up of who you are to be the best of who you are. You know, and
Right.
for that to happen now. And Smokey, can I just tell you that you read that seamlessly without a hiccup? It's like you be flowing. I'm like, she's on it. She is on it. Wow. Let me, Naturi L says, I acknowledge, I accept, I affirm, I stand in my truth as that I am. Ache, Naturi, ache to that. Cerise says, wow, that resonated. Thank you. Yes. Jennifer says, Ache, I receive it. I've been second guessing myself. I'm dancing in my kitchen. Ache, I knew you guys was feeling it. Man, yes. Hola, Deneen. Welcome. Yeah, this has been a powerful session, and it's not over yet, because we want to give you the tools to be able to get yourself prepared for what is now. You know, we don't even want to think about what is coming, what is now, and staying prepared in that moment all the time, and trusting the things that are coming and the information that's coming. And I'm not going to go too long on the videos. What I want to move into is that place of wealth and prosperity, right? When you're doing this work that we talked about, doing this work, doing your spiritual work, then all of these doors, you start getting all kinds of keys, because all of these doors just start opening up. And, you know, when it comes to poverty conscious mentality, that has been something that the entire planet has been affected by, right? And so in this time of 2021, this new era that we're in, all of that is lifted. So now we can recognize, oh yeah, I've experienced that poverty conscious mentality. I remember things in my life, the way that I operated in this way, that was definitely poverty conscious mentality. When I would pay my bill and be mad, that was poverty conscious mentality. When I was holding on to things and afraid to spend for even the things that I need, that was poverty conscious mentality. So, you know, you start to identify what these different traits of poverty conscious mentality are, and you're able to release them. You know, you start, and then as soon as you start doing that, things start changing, and you start giving, you're paying that bill with gratitude. I'm so grateful that I'm able to pay for the service that I'm receiving. I'm so grateful that I don't need a discount. I want to pay a full price for this service that this person is giving to me. In fact, I want to give a little more because I appreciate it and love it so much. When you start living in that frequency, you're going to start seeing the change in your finances, in your wealth, in your abundance, because you're going to start, you start operating from a space from your heart, you know, because you're still doing it. Even when you're doing it with fear, you're doing it from your heart. But now it's a subconscious fear that you're doing. And you're coming from a place of an experience that you had before where you lacked. You don't want to go there. You don't want to go back there. And a lot of people, especially, you know, the entrepreneurs that we're all among now, we have that place where we don't want to go back to where we were. So it's like we start operating with this fear and this power. I'm a strong woman. I'm a Black woman. I can do this because I ain't going to go back there. And, you know, it's like this energy that's just this strong fear energy, right? And it's like, and so that creates that situations to where things will falter. And so when we clear that space up, when we clear that energy out, move it out the way, and you start knowing that, and show gratitude for where you are, and don't focus on what happened in the past, because that what happened in the past was a fuel that you needed to get you to where you are. So the past cannot be feared in that way. You have to embrace it, because it definitely cannot be changed. It's the past. So you have to embrace it and transform it, recognize it for what it is, so you can move forward and not carry that fear in your world of finance and prosperity and wealth and abundance. You don't want to have any of those poverty conscious mentality triggers. And it's, you know, it doesn't matter how nice of a person you are, if you are not clear of that energy and are receiving, you know, the wealth of who you are, then you're not going to get it until you get it. You know, until you do it right, you're not going to get it. And so it's just a matter of continuing that practice. And when you see it in you, when you don't take a step, or when you're working for someone and you're saying, oh, if I got to get this vaccine, because if I don't get this vaccine, then I'm not going to have a job, or I'm not going to have money. I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. And you start, that's poverty conscious mentality. Okay, because when you recognize that you are here right now and everything that you need is provided for right in this moment, and when you show gratitude for that and acknowledge that, then you're already a step above, and you know that you're going to be taken care of no matter what. And when you say, Most High, God, whatever it is that you want to call that energy source, and you call on it to give you what it is that you need and desire and want, and know that it's going to happen and have that faith, it happens 100% of the time. So it's just a matter of you getting there, and how you get there is by doing this work and this practice, and you're studying and your constant work on yourself and work on detaching from this poverty conscious mentality. So once you guys are already on a level where you're receiving information, you guys receive the information about the gold, that gold, anybody that does any research on gold, if you go back to the website, Mike Maloney talks about the true money and the true currency and why gold is so valuable. It's a supernova star that explodes and, brings the gold to the planet. Extremely valuable. But we are that stardust. We are those supernovas. So you have to recognize that so that you could really receive and absorb this information. And so what I want to do, you guys are pretty much all familiar with what's happening in Iraq and the global currencies and those being exchanged. And so there are a lot of people in this group that are invested, and you guys kind of just went and got it because you trusted it and y'all didn't really know what was going on, but you got it. And so the time is coming very soon where you're going to be able to go to the bank and exchange that Iraqi dinar that you have for its true value. And so it's just the process is happening now. And this is why all of this chaos and panic is happening in the world. It's like when you look at the financial system, if those of you that also are familiar with cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, well, it was 40,000, went down back today to 37,000. That's normal. That's what has to happen. But this is, we look at it as a number, but this is more than just a number. This is saying that the people are changing the way that this system operates. The banking system is downhill. It's going down. It is not going to be what it was before. And people are coming into their own power because you don't need a banking system to trade with cryptocurrencies. And there's dozens and hundreds and more people that are accepting Bitcoin for their exchanges, right? And so it makes sense that whatever, yes, it's $37,000. How many of us just got $37,000 to invest? I know that it ain't easy, right? However, whatever amount of money you have, you got $100. You can get $100 worth of Bitcoin. And that is never going to, you won't lose with cryptocurrency. Where we have to be mindful. It is a huge what is it? It's a high risk investment because you're not guaranteed nothing, right? So I would say and I am not a financial consultant, so I'm just saying, right? It would make sense if you have some money to invest, put a little bit in that, right? Put a little bit in Ethereum. Put a little bit in Litecoin, put a little bit in Ripple. Ripple is one that's, and see, I don't know anything about these. The Solution is the one that does that. So I just know what he knows, what he's shared, but I don't know like which ones are, like why they're so investable and, different things like that. But that is still one of those investments that I would say, it's 2021. If you don't got time to play around with that, don't do what you can, but don't worry about that. The ones that you really have access to that you can do right today immediately is silver. Silver, I think it's like $27 now. I haven't checked it, but this is what is necessary for what's coming with this 2021. A lot of people are under the impression that things are going to get better. Well, it depends on where you are and where your mind is. What they are projecting is a lot of different things, death, famine, anything that you can imagine. All of that is happening in that world. They're wanting to, manage people's foods, people's money, movement. Yeah, it's a one world order is in effect. It is absolutely 100% in effect. And so, and yes, they want to take over opportunities. You already seen it. You already seeing it happening. Where can you get anything in the world that you need? Walmart, right? And so Walmart is going to be a space where you're not going to be able to get things there unless you got a chip or you have a COVID or whatever it is that they're doing. So these are the alternatives and things that they're creating over there in that world. Right? And so if you want no parts of that, then what do you got to do? You got to learn how to cook. You got to learn how to, and I say learn how to cook because, the restaurants and these small restaurants and stuff are being closed down, and all of the small businesses are being taken over because they want to do a massive takeover and replace those places with this one world order corporation type of situation. And so let me just say that all of these things are all my personal view of things. Let me also say that this is a when you look for my work, mastervibration13.com, because I'm not going to use certain words and tags. And I just have to say this for all of you others that are sharing information about these things. Don't worry about tagging everybody or tagging or adding, the hashtags. Hashtags is how they find you. Hashtags is how they're looking for you. All of this description and everything, use code words. This is back in the day, and FBI and all these people, what they use, 007 code words. The rabbit is in the hole. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to start having your own kind of communication so that you can get your point across to the people that you're wanting to help. And if you have platforms with large amounts of people, you are a target. So you want to be mindful of those things. And I just had to throw that in there real quick. But going back to the just where the finances and what's happening globally, the dollar, they're talking about adding zeros to the dollar. Adding zeros to the dollar basically means that what happened in Zimbabwe, what happened in Vietnam, what happened in Iraq, that those things are going to happen to the United States because everything has to come back, right? It's the 360. And the last shall be first. And the United States has been the first for the longest time. And their time is up. And so all of this pride for your country and all of these different things, throw that out. Like we're not even about that now. Now this is about your survival in your world and what you're creating in it. And so now you have to take command and, be a master of your life and figure out how you're going to survive. And so having silver is... Well, first of all, gold is, I think it's $1,800. So that's not like when we're talking about leveling the playing field and we're talking about people that are, making it paycheck by paycheck. You don't just have $2,000 to put into a piece of gold. But if you start stacking your silver, every week, get you a piece. Every week, get you a piece. Get as much as you can get. If you have money in the bank, it's like savings that you're not using.
You're not getting any interest from.
Savings that you're not getting any interest from, then definitely use that so that you can get silver, because it's also going to be, preserving your wealth,
a shield of protection for your financial freedom. Definitely, because the dollar is being inflated away, and that's the main thing in regards to all of this. When she said that they're talking about adding zeros to a dollar, that means that in that essence, it's going to take more dollars to buy things. Like, you go and, go to Vietnam to get some bread, and this takes $10,000 to get some bread.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there says that, so having 100,000 of this, currency really doesn't mean anything because it has no real purchasing power. So the more zeros you have, the less purchasing power you have.
And I've been getting messages about people asking where they can get the foreign currencies. And you can get it at Currency Exchange International. And that is what we recommend, because at the time that we were getting it, we were personally getting it. But those things are changing. And so, you may not be able to get it, walk into a space and get it. But if you go to Currency Exchange International or your local bank, those are going to be the best places to get foreign currencies. And at this point, any foreign currency, there's some leads and there's some things that are going on with different ones, like the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, and the Rial, and all of these different ones. But anyone that you put your money into for savings is going to be better than the US dollar. So, and there's a lot of this is not like metaphysical spiritual information. This is, well, it is that, but it is also documentation and studies and research that has been done on
historical business and financial moves that have
hundreds of years of study.
These currencies, all currencies go to zero, and the only one that hasn't went to zero is the dollar. So at this point, the reason why that hasn't happened yet is simply because that's the one that we're currently, transacting with, and we're able to just keep printing more. So, yeah, those countries that have been taken over and their resources and things have been confiscated by the United States, and their dollar has been devalued, they're going to be looking to rise up to the reality of what their worth is, their value is of that country. Mm-hmm. So yeah, going against the system is a smarter, I would say a smart
investment.
Yeah, smart gamble.
Absolutely.
I call it all investments gambles anyway, because we don't know where they are, but you definitely can have more of an understanding of where their future might exist by looking at history. Yeah,
and then when you think about silver and you think about we're moving into the technology age, mm-hmm. and technology is very reliant on silver. And so just by that knowledge, silver, copper, palladium, all of these different metals are very resourceful and are used in technology. So it's a great investment. It's a great investment to do. And it's how the playing field is being leveled, and everybody has access and the ability to take advantage of that, even if just in your mind. Because I know that there's people probably thinking, I don't even got a dime. I don't even got $1 to spare. To you, I just say, shut up. Get out of here with that. Don't got $1. If that's what you think, then so it is. Trevelyn Lee says, I'm feeling everything in that message, and she's talking about the message that you shared, the card that you pulled, Smokey. However, my challenge at this time is that my mom is having major health challenges, and my focus is primarily on her and not on me. And I would say to that's where you have to find your balance, because when you're saying that your focus is primarily on her, it's like if you're not focusing on yourself as well, how are you going to be of any help to her?
Exactly.
It is also important to make peace with where you are in every moment, in every situation, and embrace transformation, embrace the challenges that others have to go through as well, because it is not for you to take your mom's pain away as much as you love her and you want to, and as much as you want to be there for her, but that's not the best thing that you could do for her. Is to take care of yourself, because as a mother, I am sure that she is concerned about your well-being as well. And it is important that you recognize that your relationship with your mom is not just here and right now. This relationship with mother is forever and for always. Forever and for always. So you're always going to be connected. She's always going to be with you, working with you, helping you through all of these things that are happening. So I would say it's important to try and find the time to celebrate with her during this time. As you're doing your work with yourself, celebrate yourself and celebrate her. I know that there's a lot of people hurting right now because people are going through things that they've never gone through before. But the solution is not grief. The solution is not low vibrating energy. The solution is being present in the moment, because we don't know when somebody's going to go or when we're going to go, for that matter.
It's true.
Dakini says, peace, Mighty, just getting in. Thank you for the session. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And Trevelyn says, true, she receives the message. So thank you for that. We're not going to be here for too much longer. I do just want to encourage you all to consider these different investments, because it is the only way to free yourself from the system that is being projected now, the new system, the new way of the world. Pay attention to the code words that are being used, and you'll feel them, because you feel when something is trying to program you, you know. And so as soon as you get one of those words, or maybe it triggers you, you have to immediately start thinking of the alternative and not worry about, you know, think about the vision, the higher vision that you have for yourself, and focus on that. And you have to put yourself on a schedule to do these things. You know, some people, they trust themselves a little too much with, you know, when you're your own boss, you're your own person. It's like, you know, I do what I want whenever I want to do it. But in this time, I would highly recommend, if you're not able to just organically just kind of go into your meditations and do your spiritual work, put yourself on a schedule where you have a good amount of hours in the day. Because I know even those of you that are working from home and that are, you know, you can still take some time and make that happen for yourself, because you must. And so once you put a schedule together where you're giving this energy and you're doing this work and you're spending time in nature and you're meditating and you're dancing and you're singing and you're celebrating, you're going to see the changes in your life so much that you're going to be able to, you know, like Wonder Woman, blasting all of this negative energy coming when you start to doubt yourself about a situation that you want to create. And it is important to, in that schedule, visualizing is a very important part of this. And when you're visualizing, it's going beyond what you've ever seen and going beyond like the physical aspect of a car or a house, or, you know, it's really visualizing a whole nother world for yourself, you know. And so doing that work pays off. And so that's definitely what I recommend. Solution, do you have anything to add in terms of the financial world? And
no, I think we've
got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My sensei taught me well, y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Let me see. What else? Was there anything else, Smokey, that you wanted to add?
No, I'm good.
Okay. And thank you all so much for showing up today. Oh, of course, if you want to connect with Smokey, you can always go to mastervibration13.com. She's in the study group. You can also go to asksmokey.com if you want to get a consultation, if you want to talk with her there, asksmokey.com. If you want to find a solution, you can find the solution at Solution Mike on Facebook, and Master Vibration 13. He's in the study group as well. But if you're on social media and you're trying to send a message to me, it's going to be there, but I ain't opening it. Maybe you can contact Solution, but you know, that's, hey, that's all I can tell you. So funny, Smokey. It's like people been hitting me up and I just been curious. I'm like, dang, I haven't heard that since forever. What do they want? Because I still get the messages in my email, but I'm not going over there. So it's just really interesting, because what it's also doing is confirming, you know, what I've been practicing is that my spiritual team got my back. And whatever I need, they bring to me without me having to make any move. My focus is my spiritual work and what I have to do, and everything else is provided for. And I believe that all the time. And so now it's just really, truly putting it to the test. And so since the 21st that I've been off, I've been busier than ever. So it's like, and not busy in the same way that I was before. Like everything is different. Like it is all completely different. And I'm just like, wow, this is happening. I'm excited. And so I'm looking forward to more. So I'm going to close it up with that. That's all I have to say about that. Don't forget your ancestors, because they're always around you and they're waiting for you to connect to them now more than ever. So I will leave you with this. Every Friday we meet, Friday and Sundays we meet in the Master Vibe study group. That is a subscription. So you come into the study group and you're able to come to the live Friday nights and the live Sundays at whatever time we kind of feel like doing it. We don't really have a set time, but you'll have access to all of those things and more to come in 2021. So thank you all so much for tuning in today. Hasta la próxima. Adios. Wait, we're mixing it up. So Smokey got to give us our outing. Yes.
I have, instead of doing the tuning forks, I have a love tuner. And this love tuner is at 528 megahertz. So I'm just going to blow this, and then I'll do our ending prayer, and then we're out of here.
Okay. Gracias.
All right.
Gracias, everyone.
Here we was my breath. Okay. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God is with us. Where we are, God is. And so it is.
And so it is. Ache. Adios, everyone. When I feel the sound of music vibrating in me, I take hold of the energy and ride the frequency. My soul makes the melody of my life, so I must see. Every tune that comes through me brings balance to my being. I have the power to change the direction in me through sound. I have the power to change the direction in me through my mind. I am creation, I am animation, I am the brightest vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am Zip, Pepper, Sass, Punch, Bounce, Moxie, Mojo, whatever you call it. I am Ache, 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 Ache. Ache, 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 Ache. Ache, 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 Ache. Trece.